I'm sure you've all seen Zenless Zone Zero's diverse cast of characters and how different they look. And that's one of the things I love about ZZZ, because they don't just use the same 5 models like Genshin and Starrel, or they can at least have different models from the standard 5 like the Big Bear. So we have all kinds of characters in different shapes and sizes. But there's a certain body type that you probably have been seeing more than you like. A body type that is looked down upon in most places of the internet. The child body type. There's way too many fucking kids in this game. It's so unnecessary. Like, I get it, lolis are common in anime, so that probably would mean they would be in anime games too, but there's usually not that many, if any at all. And before I continue, I just want to make it clear why I don't like this. It's not like I'm disgusted by lolis or anything like that. I've been watching anime for pretty much a decade now, so I'm really familiar with the culture. I just don't like how we're getting kids when we could be getting MILFs. Like, why do we have kids in a fucking biker gang when we could have, like, fine women instead? And to be fair, we are getting a woman with big bitties added to this faction, but 3's better than 1, and it's gonna be at least 2 months before she's playable. But getting back to what I was talking about with the abnormal amount of kids, Starrel released with 3 lolis with a total cast of like 15-20 characters, and 1 year later we still haven't gotten any kids as characters, unless you want to count Wow, Ho Ho, whatever her name is. In Zenless Zone Zero, we're starting off with 6 kids, and we're getting even more within the first few months. There's a kid in the police faction, and then we're getting a full faction of kids called the Virtual Idols. I'm not gonna lie, I really do think this aesthetic is really cute, so I really don't mind the mean kids in this one that much. I think it would be funny if they added a big buff gay guy though. And that's all the characters that have been officially shown, but if you look at leaks, it seems like we're getting at least 1 more. So within ZZZ's first year, we're going to have at least 11 kids as playable characters. Now let's compare that to a game like Starrel, which started off with 3 lolis and hasn't gotten any new kids within its first year, unless you want to count Wow Wow or Silverwolf. Hell, we can even compare ZZZ to Genshin Impact, a game notorious for being associated with pedophiles, and it only got 4 lolis within its first year. I think I made my point clear. There's just a lot of kids when we could have had big booty Latinas instead. And the thing is, I don't even have a problem with most of the kids in this game. Sukaku's fine, Korin's fine, Koleda's fine. My only real problem is with the 2 biker gang girls and Nekomata, but Hoyoverse loves to have lolis in their games, so there's really no negotiating with that. I would have loved to have a Dea 2.0. I'm upset with these 2 biker characters because it makes no sense for them to be kids. Piper acts like she's a 30-year-old female mechanic who's always working overtime, but they made her a kid. And as for Lucy, I don't have a problem with her personality, it's just her outfit. Why do we have a kid wearing booty shorts? Like, these are the shortest shorts I've seen in any Hoyoverse game. These are shorter than Kuki Shinobu's booty shorts. You can see every inch of her thighs. She's showing more thigh than Eula. They're 100% sexualizing this kid by having her in this outfit. Like, imagine characters with older looking models in this outfit, like Yoimiya or Navia. Do you know how hot that would be? But no, we have a kid in this outfit instead. I want to say it's a missed opportunity, but it should have never happened in the first place. Like, they should have just made her an adult. I don't know why they're doing it. They should have just given these 2 characters the same model as Ambi, because making them kids was just an overall bad decision. I also have another issue with there being so many kids in this game. But before that, I also wanted to say that I'm trying to refrain from calling these kids lolis, because at first glance I did consider someone like Koleda a loli, but if you compare her model to a character like Nekomata, which is 100% a loli, she looks much bigger in comparison. She still looks like a kid, but I wouldn't call her a loli. Now when it comes to identifying age, I go off of how they look and not their like canonical age. We all know that anime always tries to bullshit with like age.
What do we think, chat? What do we think? Psych! That's the mum! That is his mum! She is in her 40s! She is in her 40s! She is the mum of the main character.
Guess how old this loli is? 500. Guess how old this man is? 16. Shit like this is super common. Trying to connect age with looks is damn near impossible with anime. Not to mention that it's just hard to tell if characters with certain body types are adults or not. Is this a short adult, or is it just a kid in a lab coat? Is this a freshman in high school, or is it a thick ass grown woman? It's just hard to tell these kinds of things in anime, and the way some people view certain characters varies from person to person. I made a few categories to help explain if a character should be considered a kid or an adult. The first one being the lolly category. Everyone in this category are children. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care if their canonical age is 500. That's a fucking toddler. I'd say the oldest looking character that I'd still consider a lolly is Clara. That's the limit. The next category is teen kids. These characters look older than lollies, but they are still definitely kids. After that, we have teen adults. These are young adults or teens that could pass as adults. Ellen Jo would be a good example. Everyone thought she was an adult, but when they found out she was a high schooler, some people started freaking out. When in reality, her being in high school really doesn't change anything. Do you know how many popular waifus are in high school? Kitagawa, Nagatoro, Ria's Grimoire, Chika, Sakura Jima. I never watched that anime. Komi, the list just goes on. The anime community has been obsessing over these characters for years. No one gives a rat's ass if they're in high school or not. The only thing that really matters is that all of these characters, including Ellen Jo, could easily pass as adults. However, in between the teen kids and the teen adults category, we have a teen gray area category. This is where we put characters when it's kind of hard to figure out whether they're in the teen kids category or the teen adult one. This category would include characters like Silverwolf, Huao Huao, and Sparkle. Whether you think these characters are teen kids or teen adults is entirely up to you. This category is very subjective. And for the last category, we have adults. Characters who are, without a doubt, adults. No questions asked. Now with that out the way, Nekomata is definitely in the lolly category. As for all the other characters I complain about, they're all in the teen kid category. That's why I wanted to refrain from calling all the kids lollies. I don't think they're all lollies, just Nekomata. Moving on to the other issue that I have with there being so many kids in this game, it's just embarrassing. Not only are there a bunch of kids in this game, but there's furries too. If you thought Genshin being associated with pedophiles was bad, this game has potential to be so much worse. Listen, I just don't want to be looked down upon or made fun of for liking a game that has weird shit in it that I am not interested in at all. At least not on a sexual level. Like, yeah, I think the wolf guy has like some of the coolest gameplay in the game, and I think the virtual idol concept is cool, but that doesn't mean I want to fuck him. You know how people are always trying to make shit weird. I just don't want to have the same IRL experience that I had with Genshin. One time we had just had a new roommate move into our house, and I didn't know the guy, but we had just like somewhat became friends at the time. My gaming setup was in the living room, so basically anyone could see what I was playing. He knew what Genshin was, and when he saw me playing it, he said, "You know that game has children in it, right?" And I was like, yeah? And nothing but silence followed. I was so fucking embarrassed. I didn't know what to say. He's not wrong, there are children in the game, but it wasn't like I was attracted to them or anything. I just played the game because it was fun, but I really couldn't find the right words to convey that to him, so we just sat there in silence. And I was like, great, now my new roommate thinks I'm a pedophile. Like 1 month later, I realized what I could have said was, yes, there are children in the game, but they're not sexualized or romanticized at all. They're supposed to be seen as like your little sister or daughter. They're just there to be cute and adorable. But anyway, I don't think this problem will be as bad, with the ZZZ, because ZZZ probably won't be as popular as Genshin. Genshin broke into the mainstream back in 2020 with COVID, so a lot of like normies know what the game is, and those are the people who think the game is for pedophiles. Some of my friends who don't play Genshin like to send me memes about how people who play Genshin don't know the age of consent. I feel like a lot of people who don't play Genshin feel this way. ZZZ most likely isn't gonna hit the mainstream. I think mainly just people in the gacha community are gonna know about this game. So the chances are pretty slim for someone calling you out for playing the game, though it is still possible, and if it does happen, there's a good chance that it'll be even more embarrassing than it would be with Genshin Impact. So yeah, those are the main reasons I'm upset with having too many kids in ZZZ. We can only speculate on why we're getting so many, but it is what it is. I'm still gonna play the game, it's just unfortunate. Damn, you've been watching for this long? Well, I mean, if you've enjoyed the video so far, then you'll probably enjoy my future videos, which means you might as well subscribe.